Hey there everybody, this is Dave Waters here, also known as the Davo on thedavo.com and selfretire.com. Thanks for checking out day 2 of the Consulting Accelerator course that I picked up just a few weeks back. Just a few days ago I decided to really dedicate myself to it, and as part of that is applying it here in YouTube so you can all see what I'm going through. And so I don't want to give away everything about the course. Right now is the free trial, the portion of the free trial that you can have access to. And actually to get access, there's a link in the description. If you follow that link, you can have 7 days to check out the course for yourself and to figure out what it is. I'm going to be talking about it in general because I don't want to give away, I don't want to repeat everything Sam's going to tell you. But the point of this video is to more or less give a reaction to what I've learned for the day. How I'm going to apply it and how I'm going to keep myself accountable for the future as I try to reach these pretty beastie goals that I've set for myself. And so I'm really looking forward to it. Again, this is day 2. The link is in the description. I do receive a referral bonus if you decide to purchase the course, so thank you for that in advance. Right now I'm looking at the box set, one of the books in the box set, which is the Consulting Accelerator Workbook Part 1 that I've been using. Now, you have access to the videos online, which I've watched all of the trial so far. And they will send you, after you purchase the course, they will send you the box set, which you see right up here. I'm now reading through it like a textbook, and it's basically the same information. Some of the slides are not showing, but instead they have pictures. But it's really nice to be able to see it and learn in 2 different ways the same information. And so today's information is titled Natural Law and Consulting Equation. And so we're going to talk about my reaction right now. So what I've been using is inside this as well. He actually put a notebook right here, the Alchemy notebook. And I've been trying to keep really good notes about what I've been learning. And so, I mean, I'm not that far in, but it's got this nice tag thing, bookmark. And I'm going to pull it open right now. So this video will more or less be me expressing a question that occurred when I was going through the course and an answer to that question. Being about natural law and the consulting equation, we're going to start with natural law, and that is more or less unquestionable natural law. I mean, Albert Einstein studied it and expresses a lot of information. You can read about it in many textbooks out there. It's the idea that truth is truth and nobody can avoid it. And so Sam applies that to this course, to people in general, and how to be successful. And so one of the things that we talk about when we talk about truth is it comes from experience, right? We gain experiences, and an experience can either be considered a good experience or a bad experience. And bad experience typically are often considered failures if it's something we were trying to achieve, or if it is something we have a bad feeling in response to, right? And so I like that instead of calling it failure, we call it feedback here in this course. And so the question that popped out is basically, how do I respond to feedback or failure? How do I respond to the feedback I get when I fail? And I wrote down an answer or 2 back here. And I'm just going to share it with you. So, more or less how I respond to feedback is initially I feel disappointed, for example. Initially I feel disappointed. After that, I actually might even retaliate, even immediately, when it's something I did that was just kind of a dumb thing, or that kind of stuff. I will retaliate in a bad way, in a negative way, and it's not every time, but we all make mistakes. In a few hours, perhaps I will avoid the problem, like that's not my issue. I didn't, not my fault or something. And I do have a tendency to avoid complication. Later, I resolved that it was a learning lesson. And so I do feel pretty proud of myself at the end saying, oh, I learned a lot from that. But did I really learn it? Especially if something happens again, right? If we do the same thing over and over and over again, did we really learn from it? And so through the course, through day 2, for example, natural law, he talks about having turning that and applying it into the consulting system, right? Every action we take has a reaction, and then we gain a feedback from it, and we need to learn, and I want to learn to make the solution that I want to consider it a learning lesson immediately. And that'll be one of my challenges. I do pretty good, I think, most of the time, but if it's a big mistake, I don't think I do well yet. So regarding the equation, he creates this equation, he shows it to us, and what it's based on is our desires, our dreams, or your dreams, for example, what a goal you have. And that's this whole equation, he letters it out, and he explains how to achieve it. And so question it brought me to was, what do I want? And what I want, I'm gonna do it with 2 different types of lists. One will be a humble list, and one will be a vain list. My humble list, humility list. The first thing, I want a trustworthy car. Right now we have a 1997 Alfa Romeo that we picked up. It's actually given to us. In Italy, you have to pay like 500 euros just for transferring the title. But it was given to us because our old car, 7-seat Citroen, the motor failed. Actually still works, but it's not very consistent. So we are driving around this little 5-seater with 5 people, and it's a little bit tight, but it's nice to have something. I mean, it could be worse. Number 2, I would like the ability to visit my family often. Ella's family is close, but my family is more than a day, basically 1 day's worth of travel by airplane and car. And so I haven't been there since 2016. I'd like to be able to go more often because my cousins, my brothers and sisters, they actually have never met 2 of my kids. And so for me, that's a little bit strange. And I'd like to rectify that. Number 3, a clean, safe environment, but I'd probably change it to a larger, clean, safe environment. Right now our house is pretty decent size. It's a little bit on the small side for America, but pretty big for Italy. I would like to at least get a 3rd bedroom, and I say clean and safe. Our house is clean and safe, but recently we've had a lot of projects, and so it's always like cleaning the dust, or there's things around that we have to move here in the garage. Like for example, the garage is full of stuff. It just needs to be thrown out. And so I want to improve that about our lives. Number 4, I want one of either myself or my wife to raise our children. In Italy, there's a social service. By the age of 3, the kids can go off to school, and it's a public paid, except for the food. The lunch is paid by the family. But even before that, we've been required, it's been necessary to send our kids at the age of like 8 months to daycare because we both needed a job to basically survive or to meet our goals. So I would like to create a situation where one of us or we both trade off raising our kids for parts of the day, or depending on what kind of goals. My wife has her own goals, but I would like to help her change her goals. No, I would like to help her achieve her goals so that she can also help me achieve this goal, I guess. Anyway, I'm not trying to say she should raise the children, but I think both of us could work together so that they can be raised by us instead of externally. So my vanity list. My vanity list are the same things, but an explanation. For example, number 1, a trustworthy car. I actually want a Tesla. I want an electric car. And I would actually not just want the basic model, I want the 7-seat model, which is only the Model X or the Model Y that'll be coming out here in Italy in 2022. So that's my goal, an electric car. And I mean, I'm helping the environment. It's basically just cool. So that's what I want. But number 2 was ability to visit family often. I really want to go internationally at least one time a year. I would like to see the growth of my cousins, my nieces and nephews, and I'd like my family to see my kids as well. My grandma's sick right now, so I'd like to see her before she passes. Again, it's just a goal we have. Number 3, clean and safe environment is basically where my goal from previously came from. I have a $500,000 goal, 500,000 euro goal in a very short period of time because I want to buy a new property that actually is a duplex. It's 2 properties in one. It doesn't cost 500,000, but with everything, that was my goal. So the idea is that it's larger, there's space for us to grow, and it's closer to my wife's work, and there are a lot of benefits. So that's basically 3 things on my vanity list. I mean, I could talk about the 4th thing, but that's not really a vain desire. So what is my plan for obtaining these goals is pretty important to talk about because I mean, for example, 500,000 is pretty expensive. I mean, depending on from your point of view, my wife, that number is just insane. For me, it's a lot less insane, but it's a pretty big stretch for me as well. The point is that I will be following this course and I will follow every detail to see where it leads because I do believe there's been a lot of success from this course and I hope to be able to apply it to my family. The idea is that I need to learn how to execute it daily, and I've done a good job so far. I have a whiteboard where I'm tracking things every day. I go out and I'm trying to do things consistently, and really being able to be consistent is a challenge for me because I like to do different projects and maybe I'm a jack of all trades, and that's sometimes limiting, and especially in this course I learned very much that it's a limiting factor. To keep myself accountable, I'm actually doing this YouTube video series in order to track my progress. It'll be fun to look back and see my situation and how it has changed. So what do I need to change to execute all of this, right? One thing I need to change is my sleeping schedule. I need to go to bed a little earlier and wake up a lot earlier. I tend to wake up about 8 o'clock, 8:30. Because my kids have to go to school, and so I take them, and my day doesn't usually start till 9:45, and I have in the past been able to do that at about 6, so from 6 until 7:30 I work, or 6 till 8:15 I can do some work, and then I do this family thing, and then I do more work, and I'd like to apply that here as well. To help me achieve these goals, I've kind of had to take a sabbatical from my my hourly employment and really focus down on what's going on here, because the more dedication I can put on these goals, the less need I will have the less need to keep my hourly income coming in, right? Because that's limited, and this one more or less is without limit. So the last few things is to focus on my goals and to convince my family to focus on my goals as well. Family, you have to think about everybody's needs, emotions, and be a part of a group. And so it's kind of a team effort. And I'm sure they're willing to support that. Sometimes it's hard to remember, but it just takes a daily reminder. That was more or less all about the natural law, and then there's this section about the consulting equation, and this is his exact business, more or less, teaching people how to apply the consulting equation. So I'm not going to define it, but I do want to say it has to do with the niche, the offer you're giving this niche, and the result that this niche will receive. and how to apply it. He's got his equation all laid out in relation to the natural law. And talking about it, we talk about things like compound interest, what kind of effects we see in the future, how we can forget all of the actions we made to accomplish that result, that future result. He talked about what kind of things we can put off in our lives and the detrimental effect it can have, or the exponential growth it can have. And so what kind of things have I put off? I have this one goal that I set in 2016 that I transferred some money over into this one account and I was going to do amazing things with it, and it would flatline. Nothing's happening. And so I would like to change that and go for it like I was always planning to. I also have another, basically this business niche is always been about staying at a plateau, for example, and I would like to help it turn into exponential growth. The last thing I wanted to share today is related to education. Something that we put off can be our education. For example, I think I'm very smart. Not to be too prideful in the idea, but even in university I thought I was very smart, and I perhaps missed out on a lot of opportunity because I stopped learning for a certain period of my life. I know it's very important to become a learner in life and to apply it, to make sure that we're learning something every day and to use the knowledge that we're gaining, especially from things like this that help you improve yourself. So I'm going to be chasing skills. I'm going to be applying them, chasing skills that apply to my niche. I'm going to stop being a jack of all trades and I'm going to laser focus, in the words of Sam Ovens. And so I appreciate all of your time here today. That's all. The day 2 has a lot more information, a lot more specific information that can help you understand business and how it applies to the natural law. And so again, I invite you to check out the referral link and get your free trial. And if you choose to buy, again, $500 discount. And I will receive a referral bonus, so thank you in advance. And if you have any questions, feel free to write it on this channel or come to either website or find a way to contact me. This channel is perfect for that. But thank you again, and we will check you next time.